a reality where I know I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
Let's go.
And you know that.
Let me just tell you about me.
Black women are the most educated and still learning. We are going to be talking about when Black females hit the pinnacles of their career, degrees, and where they want to be in life.
Women need to start finding their husbands while they're in college. Don't wait until after. Because once you wait until after college, once you wait until you get your life together, your dream car, your dream job, your dream house, you know you're ready to settle down. But what is wrong with doing both? I feel like there is no issue with prioritizing both getting your education and finding your husband while you're in college. I really hate that in the Black community, our parents have told us, don't worry about a man while you're in college, focus on your education, do that first. But there are several like women who don't look like us that are getting married by a certain age, early age, and having kids by their, mid to late 20s. And most Black women, they don't get married until early 30s or even not married at all.
Interesting fact, Black females who do go out and get the education is always on the lower end compared to their white counterparts. So meaning they don't get the high masters or doctorate that they also go on about.
As Black women, me especially being educated, and I make, a certain amount, the higher you go, the less likely we see y'all, up at the top. So it's like, you mean to tell me there was another Black man that was at the top?
That's the problem too.
Yeah,
like, a lot of women are
problem.
looking for men at the top instead of looking for just a good
No, because we're not Keke Palmering ourselves these days. At the end of the day, if I am a woman that's doing well and I have built a certain life for myself, I'm not going to lie. If you're going to come into it, I need to know that you're either going to add to it or be able to help me upkeep it. Same vice versa.
Yeah,
I feel like there needs to be an asset.
By adding, like he has to have the same amount as you, or making the same amount, or if he's making less, would you not want?
I probably would not, because honestly, I've probably been there. I don't think that's foul.
I think that is foul.
I don't think so because I've been there.
Down statistically, for a fact, you're knocking down like if you talking about Black men, because I know you like Black men.
I do.
Talking about Black men, you're knocking down probably more than half of Black men.
Why?
Not a lot of Black men are making over $80,000.
But my thing is, once again, but why are you guys putting that on us?
Morgan Stanley predicted that 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless by 2030. One of the reasons is because the number of prime working age women in the US has been increasing steadily, and most of these women are single and completely focused on their career. That single childless women very generally tend to be much more unhappy, much unhealthier, especially mentally, much lonelier and much less fulfilled than women who have a husband and children. This is just statistically true. This has been proven through many different types of studies and research. But this is bigger than a woman's happiness. This is about the bedrock of any healthy society. What is the bedrock of any healthy society? It's not money. It's not buying things. It's not consumerism. It's the family. It's the family unit. It's always been that way.
Why that fact was very important is when you look at the type of education that they get and then the standards that they put up and expect from Black men, it doesn't even correlate always the same.
Let me tell you how proud I am to be a Black woman. Nobody seems to want to talk about this. Black women are the most educated. I have 4 college degrees, and I am damn proud of myself.
I'm a PhD.
You know what's funny? I've had a Black man. I've had white people. I had different people trying to put me down for being an educated Black woman.
I'm a PhD.
Because there was a time in which it was illegal to have an education, to even learn how to speak a language, to read a book. Can you imagine? Throughout our history, all of the oppression, all of the racism that Black women have endured, and we're still resilient. What does that say about a Black woman? It shows her strength.
So there's this notion that when Black women are bored, we go back to school.
And I definitely do agree because I currently have a bachelor's, I just got my master's, and I'm in a PhD program, and I'm getting ready to go to pilot school. But I think the discussion is way much deeper than what we think it is. It's like society doesn't fulfill us as Black women. It's like it's there's something missing for us. There's something that we're still searching for, and I don't understand what it is. But as Black women, we keep going back to school, we keep trying to fulfill ourselves, and it's like there's something missing. Why do we as a collective group, why are we searching? What are we searching for? It's a topic, you know, like everyone chime in. I need to hear everyone's perspective.
What gets me, it's always Black females or Black women who are oppressed, but somehow that same experience doesn't apply to Black men. Somehow Black men weren't in the same predicament as you either.
And you know what? I didn't take dating very seriously. I dated in med school. I dated people in med school. I didn't take it very seriously. In my 30s, I still was that way through half of my 30s. But what happened was around the time I started freezing my eggs, my latter part of my 30s, I actually started panicking about the fact that I wasn't married. And I remember specifically talking to my mom being like, why didn't I take this seriously? Why didn't I make better decisions? And I started thinking back to all the guys I dated being like, oh, should I go back? Maybe he was one. Why did I, and I tortured myself. I crucified myself because I said, how could you not have taken this seriously? What did you do? You let all this time pass and now you're almost 40 and what the flip? How did we get here? Because all of a sudden I was approaching 40 and my parents were like, you need to freeze your eggs. I was like, ah! And I was really hard on myself during that time. I really, really was hard on myself. I was remorseful. I was regretful. I was embarrassed. And I felt like I had wasted a lot of time. And then in my 40s, which I am, I'm proud to say that things have gotten a little bit better for me, meaning how much or little rather I beat myself up. The reason why I haven't gotten married is honestly because I haven't found him yet. And you know what? It was one day that it literally took me waking up one morning where I had blamed myself and said, well, maybe you are too picky. Well, maybe you are crazy. And maybe you didn't take this seriously. And why didn't you do this? And why weren't you this? And I can't believe you did this. And how did you let 15 years go by without thinking about this? Just being very honest with you, because I'm overwhelmed and I'm like, I don't even know. Am I going to be too old to have a kid? I don't know. But the bottom line is that I have to trust the process.
Issue in this country right now is we live in different realities.
That's right.
I live in a reality where I know I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
what's going.
I got it.
And you know that.
Actually,
let me just tell you about me.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to answer this.
I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Me, a Black woman in this country.
But not in this city.
And I will run. And if you want,
I'm a New Yorker, not in this city. You cannot say that. You can't say that in this city. I'm not talking about New York. I'm talking about actually right here. I got a law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all of y'all added up together on this table, right? And I have always been the least paid person on payroll at every institution I have worked in. And it's not because in the White House?
Even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Scott.
Look.
I find that a lot of Black females find themselves in a place where they feel the need to always have to prove something to the society, the Western world that they find themselves in today. And I've talked about this a lot when it comes to Black females and Black women in corporate America, how they always find themselves least appreciated, least paid, and the pay gap is always big, and they never actually get promoted until the business has gone wrong, or they're never actually even hired at the same rate or the same pace as other women, like white women. And there's so many things we could say about that. First thing I would want to say is when it comes to the education, when you look at the stats, because that's what we have to go off, we have to go off logic and facts. Black women and Black females do not hold the same doctorate or masters that predominantly white women do. So even in the education, you're in the lower end, the lower scales of the educated women that you all boast about. And on top of that, they want to talk about oppression so much. But weren't you in the same society that black men were also oppressed? Don't black men also have the same pay gap as the patriarchy that you all want to fight against? But somehow you fight the black man as if he's the one that built the patriarchy. It doesn't make sense to me. And another thing that I want to make clear is black women, black females, they are lost. They are completely lost. They think that education and all this Western knowledge is somehow going to uplift you and put you on the pinnacle of society and make you seen and make you be valuable in society. They think that corporate America or any type of corporate industry, I don't care where you are, America or even in the UK, because all these black women, they all want to get into this Western society. They all want to be appreciated in Western society. That's why they have the weaves, that's why they dress the way they do, and that's why they try to be the most educated like their white counterparts, because they want to be seen a certain way. And that's why I say they're lost, because you get lost into identity that isn't even yours.